So I did some tinkering around this morning, and I thought I found the cause of my hood rattle. I think it was this right fender, because see here, I put this on, and you can see all the paint is gone, and here the same, right? And for some reason, see how it moves when I shake it like this? So I thought it was, that's the sound. So and actually all the bolts are tight. I don't know, I cannot tighten them anymore. So I put this on, and it did not help, you know. So then I looked at this thing, right? That's what the hood sits on, and that one is all the bolts are okay. And I touched this one at first; it looked fine, but there was a lot of grease on it. And I didn't want to get dirty, so I just touched it, you know, just slightly. But now I removed the grease, and check this out. See, that's the sound. Yep. There are bolts in there, but they're loose. I mean, not loose, but you know, this hood, it's pretty heavy. So I think I replaced one of them because I can see that one of the bolts is like has a huge head. But this is like a really stupid design where they have this mounted like this. You know, it's not strong enough. See how it bounces? So I'll try to tighten it a little bit. Yeah, so that was the cause, you know. The small bolts were more or less okay, but the big one was just spinning. And I tried to tighten it, and then I found that it's a bolt, so it probably has a nut on the other side, so I couldn't tighten it. So, and I'm not sure how to get to the firewall from the other side, but at least I'm pretty positive. So that's the cause for this rattle. And I ended up all covered in grease, you know, both hands, because that part there was greasy, even though I tried to remove it with a piece of fabric. And then I go inside the washroom looking like a schmuck, and I cannot take it off. I'm using that weak ass liquid soap they have, paper, I'm rubbing it. You see, I even scratched a piece of skin and it wasn't working. So finally, in frustration, what I did, I just spit on it. And you know, spit on the worst spots, and then I just did like this, you know, just move my finger, and guess what? It was dissolving. So it turns out grease is afraid of saliva. I don't know what kind of diet you have to be on for that saliva to work like that. Maybe you have to be a Russian or Native American, I'm not sure, but it does work. So saliva kills grease. Amazing. And this is Lodi, Ohio. I'm at a TA, and it's one of those rare TAs that has a Starbucks inside. You know, beautiful. And I found a cabover. So this goes into my collection. I'm gonna take a picture with my Nikon. So this will be, I think, my number 8. I'm just really you know, waiting to get at least a dozen, and then I'm gonna make a nice cool slideshow, kind of like what I did with Mack trucks, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me go take some pictures. Alright, so I'm leaving my first stop of the day, Lodi, Ohio, which is just west of Akron. And finally, I'm driving in on an interstate. This one is 71, and then 76, and then it becomes 80. So this way I avoided most tolls, because the easiest way would be to take I-80, but then you have to pay tolls for, you know, Indiana, Ohio. Oh, another lens start. Big load. Oh, let's go take a look at that
32 kilometers to go to my destination for the day, which is the Blind J in New Milford, Pennsylvania. I think it's exit 217 or 219. And it's already 12 o'clock, so I'm not sure how I'm gonna make that, because that's 7 hours of driving. I mean, I'll make it, but it's just that I hate... I hate driving when it's dark. Oh boy. Alright, so 71, 76, so which way am I going? I was on 71, but now I need 76. Oh, okay, so it's one direction. Wondering why I had to do such a drastic maneuver is because this guy on the left, the BMW, he was kind of stalking me, preventing me from going to this lane. If I did not do that, you know, drastic thing, the rear wheels of my trailer would be in the lane on the right where this Plymouth is coming from. So I'd be blocking traffic because of this BMW. Because of course, you know, like, it's hard to blame them because God drivers have no idea what tractor trailers need in terms of space. So, you know, I treat them like children because they don't know any better, right? So, and I had my signal on, right? It's not worth it, you know, wasting your nerve energy on someone that they will never understand. Okay, where am I going? I think I'm going to Cleveland. I think I'm going to Acre. By themselves, you know why they happen? They're just the after effect. The cause is that I do not have an air suspension on the front axle. In US and Canada, most trucks have airbags on the drive axles, on the two drive axles, but on the front they usually just put springs and shocks. And the engine is in the front, right? Because we're not cabovers, we're traditional trucks. So that front axle works really hard. And especially when you go on a dirt road, you know, with when you pull a flatbed step deck. I often go to a construction site. Just like the other day, I was in Kapuskasing, Ontario, right? I had to do 25 miles of 40 kilometers on a snow-covered, pothole-covered dirt road, one way and then back. But pretty much all truck makers offer the air suspension. It's just that it's optional. I guess it costs more money, and not everybody has it, you know. But my next truck for sure will have air suspension. The trick is I want to do heavy haul, so I want the front axle to be at least 13.6K or better yet 14,000 pounds. Which is what, 7,000 kgs? No, 6,500 kgs. And here, this to have airbags and that heavy axle, this right away cuts off the number of truck makes you can choose from, because most truck makes they give you airbags on the front axle only if you go with the regular 12K, 5,500 kgs. You know, I think Volvo for sure gives you air ride on the front with a heavy axle, but I'd have to research that further. But that's definitely would be my requirement: heavy front axle with air ride. Now, next thing I want to have, based on my experience with my Caterpillar engine and international truck, I want to have the engine and the chassis be built by the same manufacturer. And I want a big engine, not just 13 liter, because again, I want to do heavy hauls. I want 2,050 pounds of torque, or at least 1,850, and it must be a 15 or 16 liter engine. And again, this further cuts the amount of truck makes you can choose from. There's a Volvo, right? Because you can get a Volvo with a Volvo engine. There's a Western Star with a Detroit D16. There's a Freightliner with a Detroit. And there's Mack Titan. Regular Macks use 13-liter engines, but Mack Titan uses big engine with lots of torque. So there's just 4 makes. Now, if whoever of these offers airbags on the heavy front axle, would be the winner, would be someone I'm interested in. Now, a new development in truck design is that I see more and more trucks, they have dual internal air intakes. You know, where they have a panel with holes on the side of the hood, on each side. Like Volvo had that forever, but now I see Kenworth and new models of Peterbilt has that. So I'm pretty sure they only have one air filter, but there's dual air intakes, and that's much better for performance, fuel economy, so I definitely want that. And Western Star, I don't think they have that. They started making that on their small truck, like Class 7, like a small truck with no sleeper, but on the big one, 4900, they're not offering it yet. Freightliner has it on a Coronado, and I like that truck, especially with a flat roof. And Volvo has it, and Mack has it. You know? Now, next thing, related to performance and fuel economy, is I want to have dual vertical exhaust. Right now I have single, and you know that all performance vehicles like pickup trucks, sports cars, they always have dual exhaust. There's a reason why, because the faster the gases get out of your cylinders, the faster they can take in the new portion of fuel and air, right? So that's just common sense. And interestingly enough, not all makes are available with that. I know, for example, International, you can get that on 9900, but if you want a Pro Star, they only give you, I think, a single exhaust. And the same with Freightliner Cascadia, because I talked to a guy this summer. He says, no, Cascadia either vertical or horizontal, but it's single. We do not have dual exhaust on Cascadia. Well, it's your loss then, So this again cuts the amount of trucks you can choose from. You know what I mean? So airbags on the front axle, heavy front axle, engine and truck made by the same manufacturer, dual internal air intakes on the sides of the hood, and vertical exhaust behind the cab. I don't want them on the sides. That's just crazy. And that's just it. That's what I wanted to say. So just my 6 new requirements to a heavy haul truck that would be good on fuel, that would have lots of power, and would be easy to maintain and service. So I don't know. Freightliner Coronado sounds good, but I'm not sure about the airbags, like how big an axle can you get with airbags. Volvo, I don't know, all Russians in Chicago area drive Volvos. All Polish guys drive Volvos. You know, I don't want to be another Volvo guy. Because I think the design is already dated. Like you look at the front of the Volvo and then you compare it with the Kenworth or the new Peterbilt and you'll see what I mean. Mac Titan, but they're expensive, but Mac Titan of course looks good. So I wanted something like semi-classic, you know, like Mac Titan or Freightliner Coronado, I don't know. So this is I-76 in Ohio, and there's snow on the ground, and it felt cold. I just got fuel in that Lodi, Ohio. It was cold outside, you know, much colder than in Illinois and Indiana. Hello, Pennsylvania, State of Independence. This is I-80, eastbound. Leaving Plain J in Brookville, Pennsylvania. I had the first meal of the day at Denny's, well, except I had a protein bar. And check this out, it's already snowing. This is that storm they promised was coming to this part of the country. And what I don't like is that the temperature is 31F or -1C. Which means that I can be in for some slippery conditions, you know. So I wanted to reach New Milford, where I'm going, but it's already 3:45.
After 80 meters, turn left, Highway 36, Allegheny Boulevard.
So I found there's a TA truck stop 2.5 hours from here on I-80, and the town is called Bloomsburg. And from there it's 100 miles to New Milford. So I should be there at 6 Eastern, like, which is local time here. So I'm pretty sure it's already gonna be dark. So I'll probably stop there, you know, and then start early tomorrow morning and be at the Gatsini probably around 9. I don't know, 8, 9. But if the weather improves, then I don't know. Oh, looks like someone had an accident. See this long truck, big truck, and that car in front, in the back. Something happened here. Book. It's called Paranoia by Joseph Finder, and it's a movie now with Harrison Ford. It's about a guy who's a computer wizard. He's hired by one rich guy to spy on another rich guy. Basically be a spy, so it's so the time should fly now. It's $14. What I don't like, it only has 4 CDs, so I feel a bit cheated, because normally audiobooks have 5 CDs, so then they're good for about 5 hours, right? So 4 CDs, that's only 4 hours, and I paid $14. Well, it's because it's a new book, you know, it's not one of those 10-year-old books that just came out and the movie just came out. So it's all good. Well, this is the ramp to 80 East. Let's see what the weather has in store for me today. It seems like the snow keeps chasing me, you know. I'm getting bad weather goes east.
What I've seen on the TV, it goes all the way to the big pond.
Kinda ditch. Slippery.
Well, somehow I made it to a TA truck stop in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. Driving conditions were awful. It was dark, slippery, snowing, -5. It was like, what, 23 Fahrenheit, people slowing down. And the worst of all, the road was going left and right, up and down. It was very stressful. So I don't have any energy left today for things I hate most. Actually, that was the thing I hated most today, driving in the snow with all that ice, you know, building on the windshield wipers, and you cannot see anything. So thanks for watching. Bye.